So after you've emailed all these legends, when we think about, we go forward by looking backwards.
Yeah.
Moving forward, what do you think are keys that they've mentioned as we go forward, as we look at being missional, as we look at multiplying into new locations? What do you think are key components moving forward?
Yeah. Well, I think we need to, it sounds simple and it should be what we're already doing, but I think it's worth reminding us of it. Just like, are we hanging on to the YWAM DNA? Are we pioneering schools that are simple, that are in line with the values, that are following a do first, then teach model, that are going after the least, the last, the lost? Are we keeping it simple in going forward? Because if we pioneer some of this complicated versions of SBS that are out there, it's not simple and it's probably not missional. And so I think part of what we have to do with that is not only look back to move forward, but begin with the end in mind.
Yeah.
What do we want to be saying at the graduations of SBS?
Yeah.
What do we want to see those graduates go on to?
Yeah.
Are we encouraging them to go into the mission field? Are we encouraging them to serve in what God is calling them to do? Or are we trying to encourage them into seminary?
Yeah.
All are great options, but stressing one over the other, I think, is where we can be a little bit in danger moving forward into the future.
Yeah. And if we want to see SBSs multiplied, that means somebody has to go do it.
Yeah.
Which means we have to be raising up young, new leaders.
Yes.
And so if we want to see SBS succeed, if we want to see it grow, if we want to see it multiply, we have to be investing into young leaders.
Right.
Which means it might mean, it was year 7 of me leading that the base director said, it's time for you to get out of the way.
Right.
Which was painful.
Yeah.
He calls it being promoted. I call it getting fired. But either way, now I see it as being promoted. But basically, he's saying you need to get out of the way so you can raise up new leaders, because we need to be training and sending and multiplying and raising up new leaders. Yeah. And so, one of the challenges I'd say for all the SBSs out there is there persons or people that you can, co-lead with or let them lead and raise them up so they have a bit of experience so that they can go out. Because if they've just staffed one school and then they go to multiply, they don't know, they haven't led anything.
Right.
So I think we need to make room for young leaders coming up. What do you think?
I absolutely agree. And I think this is part of staying true to the YWAM values of do first, then teach. Mm-hmm. But I also think it goes further to, what are we looking for when we bring staff into an SBS?
Yep.
Because I know for you, it's more about character than it is about skills. So what would you say about that?
Hungry, humble, and smart. So I look for people that are hungry, that are just, that are motivated, humble, that are teachable, have a sweet heart, and smart. Not IQ smart, but EQ smart, meaning that they know how to work with other people.
Yeah.
And so, I want more crazy, difficult people. And I say that with fear of the Lord.
Yes, definitely.
But it's what's called the mavericks. It's the people that they're not very good at sitting down and being quiet. They're the ones that stress out leaders. They're the ones that, push the envelope. And they're tricky because they're not your typical just type A, quiet, and, they're stressful. They're stressful to lead, but that's the people that I'm praying that God sends, because they're the ones that I want to help train up and go.
Right. And I think one of the mistakes that can happen in bringing someone on staff is to consider more their teaching potential or their grades. But I think that the SBS staff team we should think of it more like the body, one part, many members. Yeah. Not everyone is going to be an excellent teacher. Yes, we can come alongside and help them teach. Yes, we probably want to give a stronger teacher the more difficult book.
Yes.
But your teaching ability and your grades shouldn't be a prerequisite to staffing.
Yep.
And Ron will say, C's get degrees, right? So we need to keep SBS simple.
Wait, what does he say?
C's get degrees.
C's get degrees.
And so
that's good news for me.
Right. If we're only praising A students, that's going to make a lot of students feel excluded even from the possibility of considering staffing.
Right.
Because they'll look at their staff team and see, oh, these people have, they're just not just degrees. Degrees are wonderful, but we don't want students to feel like there isn't a place for them.
Right. And same with staff.
Right.
Same with staff. So if nothing's changed, if the school leader hasn't changed in 10, 15 years, if the staff, all, are the same, then not the same, but, they have a straight A, perfect, we've got to make room for the mavericks and the ones that don't fit the typical mold.
Yep.
And then also with your staff team, we need to non-verbally communicate that there is an opportunity for them to grow in leadership.
Absolutely.
Because if you never get out of the way, then you're going to lose your best staff because they're like, oh, there's no point in sticking around because so-and-so is never going to give up the school leader title. We don't even know what our titles are anymore.
No, but because...
What do you think my title is?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Brian.
You're Julie. I don't know what your title is.
But because you, quote, got out of the way or were fired, it gave
promoted.
It gave room for me to grow.
Yeah.
Which, I thank you for that.
Yeah.
But I think that that's kind of what we need to keep modeling is it's that idea of we can't take ourselves too seriously as the leaders.
Yeah.
Not excluding the fear of the Lord, but if we don't take ourselves too seriously, we'll have the next generation and the next leader in mind, which I think we need if we're going to see other SBSs pioneered.
Or not only not taking yourself so seriously, but if you think if the SBS school leader title is your identity, you're never going to give that up. Right. And that was a tough thing for me because if I wasn't after school leading, pioneering the school and leading for 7 years, handing it over to some young leaders and then getting out of the way, all of a sudden my identity was like, well, who am I?
Right.
People say, are you the school leader? Well, no. Then what are you? It's like, I don't know. Like all of a sudden my identity's rattled. And then it was a super healthy but painful process to realize my identity is in the Lord. It's not like what I do. It's whose I am.
Right.
Like I'm a son of the King, and so it's like I just get to go to work with my dad. That's how I view life. It's just getting in the truck and going to work with my dad and being a part of what the Father's doing, and not stewing on my title and my identity and my value and worth is tied up in whatever's at the bottom of my email. There's nothing there anymore.
Well, and I think that that's something really important to that as well.